Hi guys, welcome to the blockchain basics, and in this video we are going to create a decentralized app. But before we do that, I am going to go through some blockchain basics, which is very easy to understand and it is at very beginner level. So what is blockchain? So before we get into it, you need to analyze that uh, if whenever we do any financial transaction and we use banks. So why we use banks? Banks are secure, they provide us security, they keep track of our money, and they maintain a database, secure database. So everything we do, it has a database where our data is stored, and it is stored in banks, and whenever we do transaction, it goes through the banks and it is maintained, and banks also charges its fee for doing that. But in blockchain, the same data, functionality and security is maintained by several computers. So in this way it becomes decentralized. So in the centralized there is only some banks, but when it becomes decentralized, it actually is distributed across several computers which maintain these database. It is similar to peer-to-peer networks. So the biggest benefit is that there is no single authority to control it. Instead, it is controlled by a lot of pieces, which makes it very secure and difficult for institutions to control it. Also, it makes it very cheap to make transactions from one place or from one place to another. So how it is done? It is done through smart contracts. So in this video we are going to learn about how to create a smart contract and how to make it secure. So what are its use cases? So one of the use cases, as you've seen, that we can use in financial markets, but also it can be used in voting because most people think that government manipulates. So if we use blockchain for voting, it will be more secure and more fraud proof. Also it can be used for record keeping, digital identities, Internet of Things, real estate, mortgages, auctions. So in anything where there is data involved, we can use blockchain to help decentralize the things and make them more secure and more secure from the frauds. So guys, now we are going to create our first smart contract, a simple one, and we are going to use Solidity. It is a language which is very similar to JavaScript, and it is used to create contracts. And here I am using web-based Remix Ethereum IDE. So this is you can also, there is option to download for desktop, but we are going to do online through web ID. So before we get started, I want to talk little bit about the interface. So here you will see that when we click on some file, so code will be showing here. This is the console where the result will be displayed, and here the first tab is the file explorer where our files are displayed. The next one is compiler. It is used to compile. So right now if I click on this code and press Ctrl S, you will see that a tick sign will appear here, which means that this code is valid and no error is found. The next one is the deploy and run transaction. So here we will be deploying the our contracts and seeing the results. So there are also other tabs, but in this video we are going to only use these three tabs. So let's create our first smart contract. So first thing is asking about the file name. I will give it philo.sol. SOL for the Solidity. So the file is created, and now first I will copy the line where we need to add this version in the first line. So it is like it is a it will tell that this program is written in Solidity. So next we write contract and we give the file name. It should be same, philo and philo with capital F, and then here. So this is our basic structure of contract that we can create. So you see that whenever I press Ctrl S, it gives me tick sign here, which means that this code is valid. So let's deploy it for the first time. So you see that here in the console section something happened, and also if we come here, we have got this philo at memory which has been created. So to check that what type of contract is created, we are going to see more details by clicking this button, and you will see that there is the status that transaction mined and execution succeed. Transaction has contract address is given, so it is given that from where it coming and where it's going. Also there is a gas. So in Ethereum we have got the gas. Gas is like fuel, like whenever you do transaction, there is transaction cost which is like for this transaction this much gas is used, and execution cost is this one. So this is very basic type of contract that is created. Basically is an empty one. So now next we will look at the variables. What variables we have. Solidity is a strictly typed language, which means that we need to identify the variable type before compiling it, and also it takes security to next level, as we can easily as compiler can easily check that if there is any error. So first I am going to create a string as a f name, and I am going to write Awab. So I press Ctrl S, so you see that tick sign has appeared, which means that this code is valid. So if I deploy it, nothing appears. We will see that how can we appear in the next lecture. There are many variable type, like there is we have got integer, which means numbers. We have got address data type. We have got unsigned integer, which means that integer can never be negative. We have got boolean and so on. So next I am going to use the age. I am going to create age variable, as age cannot be negative. So I will be using uint for that, and age equal to 25. So age. So we have created, and I will press Ctrl S, and it is compiled successfully. So let's see that how we can display it here outside the function, so we can say what is its values. So we have to next look at the visibility. So there are 4 kind of visibility: public, private, internal, and external. So public means that an outside person can access this. Private means private, that nobody can access outside. Internal is an external use for the functions. So currently by default these variables are private, so I am going to make them public. So after string we are going to write public, and here also after the string we are going to write public, and I'm going to control s. So I'm going to deploy it, and you see that something has happened here. And if we come here down here, you will see that we have got now two buttons. So if I click on age, so it will compile that age, and we have got the 25, which is here. And if I click on f name, I've got the string above. Also there are functions. So by default we have one function which is widely used, which is constructor. A constructor is a function which loads when ever the code is compiled. Run first, code is coming. So let's talk about the construction function first. So we are going to write constructor, and then we are going to give the brackets and then curly brackets. So in the constructor we are going to pass the values of what are going to be. So here we are going to create f name equals Wab and age equals 25, and we are going to remove them from here. So as I compile it, you will see that it is showing the error here, because for every function we have to define its visibility. So for constructor our visibility will be public. So I run it, so it is showing me the tick sign. So if I deploy it, it will work like the same, and we are getting the age and f name. Also there are types of variables which are constant. Constant means that it can never be changed, its values never can be changed. So let's create it. If I write public, I will change it to constant. This function cannot be accessed outside the, so it is showing me error because it's constant and it cannot be changed here. So I am going to write it here. I'm going to define it here. So constant's value cannot be changed, like it is remain the same. So if I deploy it, now we have only got the age, because constant is the private and it cannot be accessed outside. So age we have got this. So how this is happening, it is creating the setter and getter function. So next we are going to talk about functions, and we are going to create set function and get function. So let's create those. So I am going to get rid of constructor function, and I am going to set it the string. I am going to remove here, and also the public from the age. So I am going to create the function. I will give it name set customer, and we are going to pass the string which is in memory, and I'm going to write f name and new int age. So whenever we are passing the string, we need to write the memory here. It is the default functionality, and it defines that we are going to be storing it. Then we are going to write f name equal underscore f name and age equal underscore age. So let press Ctrl S and see if we get some error. So we are getting error, and why we are getting it, because we have not defined the visibility of this function. So this function will be public. So now it is, the error is gone. Next we will write the function of the get function. to get the values. So it will be public, it will be view matlab that view means that we can be able to get it, and it will returns string from memory and new int. So it will return fname comma age. So let's run it, and the project is successfully compiled. So let's run. It will show us the form where we can dynamically add different name and age. So if I deploy it, it has been deployed, and if I come here, we have the function. So we can set it, it is going to set that you have to set string and age. Make sure string should be in double quotes. So you cannot write like this, it will give error. So I will write quote in quotes my name, and we are going to write the age. So if I click get customer, so it is not showing. So you need to click 2 times so that it can be stored in the memory, and now it is showing. So I can change the these number to 30, and I can set customer, and if I get customer, it is now changed like 30. So in the next we are going to create a web form outside of here, from where the customer or any user will write the first name and age, and it will display in the below. So let's see you in the next session. So great, now we are going to make the web app which will interact with our Ethereum contract as we discussed before. So to make sure that you have Node.js version installed, you need to go and open the command prompt, and you will write node-v. So as you can see that it show me the version of the node and also of npm-v. It is also showing me the node package manager version. So if in your computer if it gives error, you need to install the Node.js, and you can easily install it from nodejs.org in the downloads, and can download any version you will like. Once it is installed, you need to again look for the version to make sure that it is properly installed. So once it is installed, we will need the Ganache CLI. So it will actually create a test Ethereum code interface, basically, in which we have like some test accounts and fake currency, etc. So we are going to install using npm, and you can install it anywhere in the command prompt because we are installing it globally. So you will write npm install -g, it will install globally, and you need to write this ganache.cli -cli. So you will press enter and it will install. It is already installed in my computer. So to check it is already installed, we can write ganache-cli desert version. So if we look, you will see that it is already installed. So once this is installed, you need to again write Ganache-cli and press enter, and it will create the test environment. So you will see that it has made available accounts. So we have got like 10 accounts here, and their private keys also, and also the gas price is initialized, gas limit is initialized, and also make sure that is listening on 127 localhost 0.0.0.18545. So it is localhost. So when we go here, and instead of here when we are running transaction with JavaScript VM, we are going to do it with W3 provider. So it will be showing that the Web3 provider endpoint will be this, which is same as this one. Click OK, and it is so first I am going to save it so that I have got the deploy, and we will deploy it. So here it is deployed in blockchain. We are going to use further in our code when we are generating the Web3 app, web app. So I will open one more command prompt. So here I am going to go to my desktop and create the project folder. So make dir, and I will, you can name it anything. I will name it philo-eth. So it is created. Now I am going to go into this project, and I will initialize the node project. So for that you will write npm init. It will ask you like package name. Just press enter for all of them. So in the desktop we have got the all the file. So I will open this in Visual Studio, as I am using that for code editing. So it has opened the folder in the Visual Code Editor. So before continuing on our with coding, we need to install one more thing, which is Web3 locally in this folder. So right now I am in this folder philo-eth, and I am going to install it locally. So I will type this code: npm install web3 --save, and I am going to press enter. So it will take some time to install, so I will skip this for you, and when this is installed we will continue. So as you can see it has been installed, and if we go to the terminal we will see that we have got the node modules, and we have got here Web3. Here we have got the Web3 core and all the files installed. So we are going to create our first file, index.html, and I have already created some code which I will post here. You can find the code below the video in the resources. So I have got the code here, a simple HTML file. If you see that we have got all the file, like we are calling the node module web3 web3.min.js, which is already installed in node modules. Only thing which is missing is main.css. So I have written them CSS so that the form look beautiful when we view it. So I will create one more file .main.css, and I have created already some styles, so I will paste them here. So we have got all these styles here. Now we will be working in index.html. So as you can see that I have got the basic HTML structure with head. I have added the style sheet, also the source code, In the body container we have got fellow customer address, customer and customer name and customer age, where the customer will add his name and age, and also we have got the update customer here. Also we are using the jQuery so that we don't have to write JavaScript here, as jQuery will make it more simple. So we are going to write our code here. So first we are going to load the web3 provider. So we'll write if type of web3 not equal undefined, and write web3 equal new web3 dot current provider, else we have web3 equal new web3 dot providers dot http provider, and we are going to add here our http link, local host which was 8545. So web3 is linked. So sometime we are using this because sometimes we use Chrome extensions to get the provider, but we have identified that our provider will be HTTP localhost 8545. So please make sure that you add also new here with capital W. Next we are going to create the get the account. So for that we have to use web3.eth.get accounts, and we are going to write here function error result and if error not equal null, we are going to console log. So if we have got some error, and then we set the w3.eth web3.eth dot default account to result 1. So result will be the accounts which are generated by the as we have seen there in the command prompt. So by specifying 1 we are actually getting the first account, and next I will also save this result in this account variable so that we can use it when needed. So next we are going to create the going to get the contract interface, which are going to process our request when we are dealing with the smart contracts. For that we are going to create a variable or philo contract to new web3.eth.contract, and to for this contract to work, we are going to get the ABI. So where you are going to get the ABI, you have to go to the Remix Ethereum ID and you have to go into the compiler. In the compiler, if you come down, there is option to copy the ABI. So you have to click it and it will be copied to clipboard, and now you have to come here and paste it here. So it has added the required code which will be used to interact with the smart contract. Also we have to add the address for our this contract. So for that next we are going to get the address of the we'll set the Philo contract address from which it will transfer data. Philo contract dot options dot address, and we will get this address from going to the Remix ID, and in the deploy and run transaction, if you come here, you will see that it has created this blockchain which we have already deployed. So you will click this button and value will be copied to clipboard, and then you have to come here and in the double quote you need to add this address. So now we will console log this and we will see that if we get any error. So I am going to open this in the Google Chrome. So you have seen that we have got the form which will going to use to interact with the Ethereum smart contract. So right click and click inspect to see that if we have got any error. So we have got the error that reference as a web3 is not defined at index 40. So we are going to solve it. It is because of this function, because current provider is not getting. So what we can do for now, that we can just print this single line where we connect to HTTP provider, and we will see in the further like how we can handle this. So I will remove this code from here, and if we reload now, so we have got the file, and if you go here and you go to methods, we have got set customer and get customer functions. So now we are going to create call these two functions to set customer name and age from there, and also get the customer information which will display here. So let's create that. We are going to call the method of get customer to get the file data. So for that I will add Philo contract dot methods dot get customer brackets dot call, and this will be a call function error result. So if we don't get the error, if not error, then I am going to use jQuery to get the customer ID where will we display the results. So customer dot html, and we are going to add the result 0. So result will be in array, because if we see that the get customer returns 2 variables in the form of array. So first one will be fname and second will be age. So I am going to add with result 0 we are displaying the name, plus I am going to add the age with result 1, years old. So this will display the customer data, or else we are going to add console log the error. Next we are going to add the method to set the customer. For doing that we will set that whenever we click this update button customer, it will display the, it will set the customer. So for that we are going to add the click function on this button using jQuery. So $# button on click, we are going to add the function, and it will do file control dot methods dot set customer, and it will accept two values. So first one will be the name of the customer, and second will be the age. So we are going to send it with the account address which we got here with this account. So in the send function we will provide the JSON with from account. So let's try this, that if everything works perfectly, this code will run fine. So let's see if we get any error. So I am going to reload. So we are displaying this because we have got no data. So let some data. So I will add like Saad and age 34. So I'm going to update customer. So it was going to not display first because we have to reload it again. So as you can see that it has displayed Saad 34 years old. If we go to Ethereum and also get customer here, so you will see that here it is also Saad 34. So let's try something else. Let's try Talha and age 50, and we are going to update and refresh it. So we have got Talha 50 years old. If we get customer here, you will see that these are in binding. Anything which happens here also happens here. We are getting the same data. So this is very simple way of creating the web form to interact with the smart contract. Here we are going to end this application, and this is very beginner level, and I hope that you understand the simple stuff. Do practice it on your own and let me know in the comments if you find any error, and also share it with others so others also can benefit from it. Thank you for watching.